Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Hey kids, what is up? Welcome to Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. You are tuned in to Season 1, Episode 1. That's right. If you checked out the preview, then you know that there's 4 of us here, and we dressed really closely to the way we looked in that preview. Well, okay, maybe it's the same clothes. Maybe it's not. I'm not going to give that away, but hopefully you're here for some great takes on The Bear. And if you enjoyed the show, again, we hope that you're here to get some good stuff, because we got some good stuff to give you. We're all 4 fans of the show, and we've all 4 got big time podcasting stuff going on. So you're not watching a bunch of rank amateurs here, kids. You're getting the real deal. And I submit, not a better looking group of 4 dudes ever on a podcast that look like this and have these names. Okay. So that's pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. My name's Tom Clark, and I'm here with you along with Joe Higgins, Jay Luft, and the man called Big Tasty, Ben Jackson. And again, we're glad you're here with us. Thanks for sharing the preview. Thanks for following us on the socials. You can see the ticker at the bottom. And if you're not watching the video part of this podcast, if you just listen to audio, brother, are you missing out? Yes, you are. So guys, we are here today to tackle episode 1, our first full episode out of the gate for this podcast. So again, we mentioned in the preview, Ben, that you are brand new to this little crew that we've got here. Not brand new to these 2 gentlemen, and not to me, because we've all recorded together. But in terms of the 4 of us on the show before, there you go. So, Big Tasty, what do you think about this, man? How excited are you to do episode 1 here today?
I honestly, I really can't wait. It's going to be, like I say, Tom, we've all recorded in bits and parts. I don't think, have we ever, all 4 of us, been on the same recording? I don't think so. This is going to be a whole new system, if you will.
Oh,
so hopefully we all work well together. We can all, not shout over each other. Like, there's a lot of that going on in this episode.
Big time.
No, I think we've got the chemistry, we've got the experience. As we said in the previous show, we've all had at least, if not hospitality, retail, public facing experience. With a lot of trauma that's going to go, which is good, because I think The Bear is very much a show about trauma and about how people deal with trauma and like what the vacuum that's left behind when something traumatic happens. And you see a lot of that in this episode, which we can talk about in a bit. There's a couple of scenes I really want to sink my teeth into, especially the one with the lovely sandwiches. Love to eat some of that.
Yep.
That was a great preview, because we went from this will be fun to, death to food. So, by the way, that's the whole series, kids, in case you didn't know.
And is that not the human experience?
I was going to say, that's it, isn't it?
I like that. I like that. Yeah. Notice none of us said sex because, married men. I'm just saying, like, we don't even talk about that crap anymore. So, Joe, you oversexed dog, you. Let's talk to you about what you're looking forward to for episode 1 here.
I'm just looking forward to getting into it. It's nice to go back and see this from the start, because I've seen it through to where we're up to as many of them as are available. But I said, like I said, I've only seen them once, so I've forgotten the vast majority of this. I know the rough beats of it all, but there's so much lovely stuff in there at this point of just, Carmy's first day at work, even though it's not, it's like 2 weeks in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time we see him, and we quickly establish who everyone is and where everything's going, and then we get these little bits of the background of it all dripped through, and it's very well done. It's very beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to going back through all of this with fresh eyes.
Yeah, same. Jay, we talked about in the preview, you're the only one of the 4 of us that's never watched this series, so you're going to be watching and reviewing in real time. And we're going to have to all behave and not spoil it for you. And for anyone watching and listening now who's going to follow along with us in real time. But did episode 1 deliver? Because I'm sure your friends have been talking this show up. We talked it up to you. Did you come away from this episode going, I don't know about this show?
I came away with a lot more questions than I had answers, which I was fully expecting, because it was the first episode of a show that I've just jumped into head first. I think it wasn't what I was expecting it to be, in a good way. Like, I think I was more expecting it to be a lot more sort of, I don't want to say polished, but a lot more. I guess that's the best way to put it. But it felt very raw. It felt very gritty, and it really reminded me. And that was just the restaurant. It really reminded me of the film Birdman, the way it's kind of shot, like in really tight angles and almost to a degree like claustrophobic. And I think that's all by design, because that's exactly what being in a kitchen's like. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first episode, albeit very, very stressed out after.
Jay, I just want to set my stall out as like a bit of a cinephile ponce. It's very, the way they use the camera, it's very Hitchcockian. They use the camera to put the viewer in a mood and in a frame of mind. So in the most famous example is in Rear Window. Hitchcock never moves the camera out of the room, so it puts you in the voyeurist position. So you're never able to see anything out except for what you see through the window. And in this, as you said, everything's so claustrophobic. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It puts you in that kitchen. You feel stuffy. You feel hemmed in. You feel like everyone's all around you. It's all happening around you. It's overwhelming. It's like overstimulating.
Yeah, there was we'll get to it when we get to the scene, but there was the shot where it was in like the walk-in fridge, and it felt like you'd been backed into the fridge while everything else was happening, and it was really like jarring. But yeah, it was, as you say, it's all by design, and yeah, it's a lot to take in.
I love that we're already getting into exposition with the camera. I freaking love that, because you guys are totally right. And in my head, I jumped to It's a Wonderful Life, because, that movie, I think, does that. It does it very well in those moments where you're supposed to be anxious. Like Jimmy Stewart gets very close a few different times, and you can feel the tension in the air. Like that to me is what happens when people get too close to the camera. You can tell that they're really trying to put over, you need to feel what's happening here. We're uncomfortably close, as you guys said. So you need to feel what's happening in the moment. So I appreciated that in the show.
And it's always in the show. It's always when two people are arguing, they pull it right in. Yeah. So it's like they're invading your personal space. Like like you, if we've all worked in retail. There's always an example where someone gets up in your face and they're shouting at you, and you're shouting back at them, and that tension, like it ramps up the tension. Yeah, it does a really good job of like putting you in that sort of, like you say, horrible, anxious mindset.
Yeah. Well, this is a tough one, kids. Not tough because we want to do the show, but some of these episodes are tough. Okay. And this sucker only runs for 27, 28 minutes. But buddy, to me, it felt longer, because at the end, I'm like, it was only 28 minutes. Like,
yeah.
Ooh. But,
it's one of them. You feel like you've watched like an hour of television, and you pause it to go get a drink, and it's been like 12 minutes, and you're like, oh god, what's
genuinely, because you're on edge all the way through it. You're coiled, ready to go.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, it's a relief that it's over, but also you're like, I feel drained by this. I'm emotionally drained.
I think one thing it does really well to give that as well is that there's so much clock watching that they do. They do it about 5 or 6 times in the space of about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, where it's showing how much passage of time with them prepping to open the restaurant. And keep looking at the clock, and the clock's like gone from like 3 o'clock to like 4:30 to 5:45, and it's like, okay, we've got this expectation of a deadline of when they need to open the restaurant by. We've got this expectation of how long they need to prep things, and there's such an emphasis on time that it really does like ramp up the pressure a lot.
Yeah, well said. It really does. It really does. Well, kids, if you're ready to go, we're ready to give it to you, and we're going to get into it here today. Again, season 1, episode 1 of The Bear. And the title of this episode is simply called System. And if you've seen this one, you know why. Good reason for it. So here we go, kids. Original air date for this episode, June 23rd, 2022. It's the first time we laid eyes on this series. The showrunner, directed and written by Christopher Storer. There are 8 episodes in season 1. And to give you a little bit of an overview of what we're going to talk about here today and how season 1 unfolds, a young chef trained in fine dining returns to Chicago to take over his family's sandwich shop following a devastating loss. Far removed from the world he knows, Carmy, as we will come to know him, faces the harsh challenges of running a small business managing a stubborn and defiant kitchen team, and navigating complicated family dynamics. Boy, I'll say, all while coming to terms with his brother's suicide. As he strives to revive both the shop and himself, Carmy teams up with a gritty kitchen crew who gradually become his newfound family. And brother, you wouldn't think that in this episode at all, but we'll get there. Let's talk about this cast, gentlemen. We've got Jeremy Allen White as Carmen Berzatto, of course, in the lead role. Ebon Moss-Backrack as Richard Ritchie, Jaramovic,
I think he says.
There you go.
Jaramovic, yeah. That's the great name of all time, isn't it?
Right? Oh, it's a tongue twister. Io Adebri as Sydney Adamu. She's the new hire, trained, and we'll see the introduction, of course, here. It was just seeing everybody's introduction here today. Lionel Boyce portraying Marcus Brooks, and Buddy Jay, you're going to come to love Marcus. Marcus is awesome. Yeah, and also Liza Colon Zayas as Tina Marrero, also fantastic, does a great job. Edwin Lee Gibson as Ibrahim, I think, veteran line cook, older and much more calmer than the rest. Maddie Matheson as Neil Fack, handyman, family friend, mostly outside the kitchen. Abby Elliott.
And
Menace. Yeah, he's going to get haunted in later episodes, and Jay's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I forgot about it.
You're right. I'm already giving it away. Abby Elliott as Natalie Sugar Berzatto. That's Carmy's sister. She appears very late in this episode. And we've also got Corey Hendricks as Gary Sweeps Woods. He works in the kitchen. We'll learn more about him later. The opening scene of this, Jay, got to throw it to you. We're going to do this a lot because we've seen this show. As the episode opens, the sound of stoves igniting can be heard. And you see Carmy, and he's approaching a locked cage, and he releases the bear inside, cautiously coaxing it forward. When the bear suddenly lunges, he wakes up inside the restaurant. You had to have been watching this thinking, what the hell is going on here? Do you know what I mean? What do you think about this opening?
I know it's called the bear, but I wasn't expecting an actual bear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's going to be cooking bears. Yeah, so I love the sound of like the stove turning on. That was really cool touch. Obviously, like the way it's set out, it's kind of made to be very clear that it's like a dream sequence. And as someone who has been on an early morning delivery in a bar before, I can completely sympathize with him being there at 6 a.m., sleeping on a freezer, waiting for his delivery to arrive.
Yep. I actually sleep in my office on Dre days. Yep.
Wow. The bear, by the way, is a real grizzly named Tag. This is not CG.
Oh.
Apparently. We don't know how close Jeremy Allen White was to the bear. Okay. But it's a real bear. He was trained for the film.
Maybe Jeremy Allen White was CG.
How do you train a bear? Now listen, don't you go eating that dude over there. You behave yourself. How do you?
No, it's happened again.
Right, yeah, not again.
Damn it, another actor gone.
Before his time.
We should never have given him a chat show.
I thought he was called Friendly Ben.
One day he was going to be Bruce Springsteen. Now it's ruined. This was shot on the Franklin Street Bridge, actually in Chicago, which returns later in season 2. Long lens photography was used to enhance tension and isolation. Again, boy, all those things came through for sure. Guys, it's a thing. It's a show about food, supposedly in a kitchen, but before we even see a sandwich, we see a bear. I don't think that's subtle. We see basically this dream sequence sets the tone for pressure, fear, and something massive that's kind of bearing down on Carmy. But that, again, that sets the tone, kids, and gets us to where we're going, because in the next scene, he wakes up. Of course, it's a dream. Shocker. He wakes up in the restaurant. It looks like he's lying on one of those silver refrigerated tables, I guess. Some of my notes said a cot, but it's not a cot. It's a table. He's lying.
No, it's either like a chest freezer or just a workbench.
Yeah, he answers the door and he learns he was supposed to have gotten 200 pounds of meat and he only got 25. And then he's on the phone trying to work it out. Again, for anybody out there that's worked in the restaurant business or the grocery store business or whatever, the show must go on. This idea of, we don't have something, all shucks. No, we're still opening. I don't know what you're talking about, but you better be ready. You better figure something out. And that's what he does here. This hit close to home for you guys, I'm guessing, didn't it? This scene here?
Yeah, one of my biggest fears of like in hospitality is always like just not being prepared or like running out or like not having something that you should have. Not to say that
a weekend order and something doesn't show up.
Yeah,
the panic is real.
From a man who forgot to order Guinness on St. Patrick's Day, the fear is real.
What? We got to hear about that now.
Oh no, I didn't order enough. I thought I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day, so I only ordered like 1 barrel. And then I was phoning around, going, "Has anyone got spare Guinness I can borrow?"
How did that go? Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. I had to go and pick it up, but yeah.
Like after they stopped laughing, then we worked something out. Yeah, crazy.
But also for a restaurant that, for a sandwich shop like that, £25 of meat is going nowhere. If he's ordered 2,000,
yeah, you're probably putting £1/4 on a sandwich, aren't you?
They look chocker, them sandwiches. So that's why he's ordering, and I'm assuming that's daily. They're getting through that amount of beef.
200 pounds.
Now, here's the thing, right? If they're getting through that much meat, how are they not making ends meet?
Well, doesn't he say at one point that so and so is going to last us all week? Was that something else he was talking about?
He was, yeah. So that was meant to be his weekly order of meat.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay, that makes more sense.
I was going to say he does say about cutting the bread down and putting less stuff in there as well to stretch it.
Him cooking it longer as well was to like.
That's because he got the bone in from.
It was bone in instead of from this hookup. So he ends up. He has to like make up for this meat shortfall. He ends up trading a load of his own vintage denim
in a back alley for meat, which is the most strange sentence.
Whoever's listening to this podcast, if you ever find yourself running your own food business, don't trade your personal possessions for consumables. Please promise me you'll never do that. Because like that's not a sustainable way to run a business.
That's guerrilla kitchen right there, buddy. Doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? Got to keep the lights on.
He also empties all the quarters out of the arcade machine.
Yes.
Oh, out of the arcade game Ball Breaker.
Which features weirdly predominantly in this episode.
Yeah, and it comes back later on as well. But because he's announced on Instagram or Twitter that they're having a Ball Breaker tournament.
Yes, absolutely.
To get bums on seats in there.
Yeah.
A Norwegian knockoff of Mortal Kombat. I love how that was said. That's great.
Well, it's the first time we see FAQ when he's changing the price from a quarter to $1 a game.
Yeah.
He describes it as a combination. He said it doesn't work because it's like a side-scrolling brawler and a fighting game.
Yeah.
Now, like that just sounds insanity.
If you notice as well, there's a rule book attached to the front of the cabinet.
There is.
I would.
And it's a thick tome.
So you know how like they always try and make like these like cheap, tacky spin-offs of like Facebook games of like TV shows. Just make Ball Breaker. Just give us Ball Breaker as a game.
Ball Breaker is a reference to Street Fighter Turbo because in like New York pizzerias, there was like fake Street Fighter machines, but they were sped up, which is why Street Fighter Turbo became a thing because people were playing them in these like New York pizzerias, like, oh, this is much better, faster. And then Capcom were like, oh, we can monetize that. It's like an ongoing thing in the video game industry. And yeah, that's literally a nod to
I mean, I don't know what it's like over in the States, Tom, but like, what a throwback to the time when you used to get arcade machines in your takeaways and in
man,
they were the days.
Willow,
is that still a thing? Does that persist in America, or is it?
Well, have you guys heard of the Pizza Hut chain? You've heard of Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
yeah,
we got Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Old school Pizza Huts in this country always had video game machines in there, and a lot of places did. But I'm like, the one that was near where I grew up had where you sit down and it's a flat top like a table, and you're looking down through the glass top.
Cabinet, yeah,
dude, best thing. It was like Miss Pac-Man or something. Best thing ever. You know what I mean? Yeah, good stuff.
I think it is more of like a New York thing still, like that they'll have like a shitty old arcade machine in the corner of like a pizzeria. But yeah, that's I think I'm pretty sure that's a reference to that. Just like
also, I think it's Fak who says as well. It didn't do very well because it's so confusing and sexual, and it cut to just this character trying to smash the other one with a batty, and I was like, all right, fair enough.
And also as this opening is happening, he's on the phone and someone's talking about his brother Michael, and we're not sure what's going on, but then we see very quick flashes of past due, and then we also see up on the wall scripture with death dates on there, and we figure out, well, this is somebody they know. Is it his dad? We're not sure, but then of course you kind of put two and two together and figure out it's his brother. So yeah,
he says on the phone, yeah, I miss him too as well.
Yeah.
It's not his dad, because early on when Richie's talking to him, he mentions that his dad is basically a bit of a loser.
That's true. Yeah, very true. And born more to come.
1987, but when you were still on that loser's ballsack or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well,
Richie's
there's a bit as well where Richie says, I was working with your brother for years, and then he obviously turns it around and says, like, well, why didn't he leave it to you then?
Yeah. Okay, we need to talk about the entrance of Richie, because Richie is a powerhouse character.
He's an absolute piece of shit.
He's an enigma wrapped in a vest with a gun.
He's
a beautiful ball of chaotic energy.
The thing is, though, they're all like really, really hostile towards him. Like Tina, like when he's actually just chopping veg, and she just goes up to him and goes, "You chop veg like a bitch," and it's like they all really hate him. It's like, that's your fucking boss.
Yeah, no shit.
That's your boss. What are they going to do? Fire her?
But he's in a really weird position. So like, he's obviously the owner of the restaurant. His brother has passed and left it to him. But everybody who's there has been there for like 20, 25 years.
They've all got tenure.
They're part of the furniture. Yeah, they're senior in terms of experience. Yeah, and then obviously, as you see at the start of this episode, they have no respect for him. Like, absolutely.
And also, he did use Tina's pot.
He did,
and everyone knows that's Tina's pot.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
That's like the other thing as well, where at the start he calls her chef, and she like just glares at him, and she goes, "Why
did you call me Jeff?"
Yeah, why you call me Jeff? Yeah,
and he's like, "No, chef," and that's a really important like little like thread throughout the episode. Which
he tries to tell her, he said, "No, it's a sign of respect. I'm calling."
It's later on he gives the explanation for why he's doing everything that he's doing, but I think at that point she thinks he's mocking her.
Yeah, he's being condescending.
Because at you've made the same sandwiches week in, week out for years. It's not really, it's not Carmy cooking, is it? It's essentially school dinners. You know what I mean? You can do one thing well, which is fine.
As they say, the point of this episode is they work because they do the same thing every day. They have their system, which they know exactly what they're doing. Like Marcus comes in, makes the same bread every time. The other guy, he's making the beef the same way. He knows he takes it out at this time, he puts it in at this time, he puts this much gravy in, he does this. As soon as this, for some reason, this particular day, maybe because of the financial problems, Carmy's decided today's the day to implement sweeping change.
Yeah.
And it's
unleashing the bear.
It's rubbed everybody the wrong way.
Well, they kind of established, don't they, that in the 2 weeks that he's been there, the place has been losing money more often.
Because he took spaghetti off the menu.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
It was bad. It was poor quality. Like he is obsessed with quality and with
quality ingredients. There's a lot of different mayonnaise.
He's streamlining. He's streamlining like the restaurant menu first, isn't he? From what I can gather,
he is.
Also, he got QP mayonnaise, and I can't fault him for getting QP mayonnaise. It's the best mayonnaise.
All mayonnaise is perverse.
What? I love mayonnaise.
He's also brought in a new member of staff to stage as well, which without consulting anyone, in particular Richie, who feels like he should have like executive.
But the thing with that is if he's the owner, he can do what the fuck he wants.
Sure.
But you think you would run it past people, but also I think he's brought Sydney in as an ally, as someone who has done proper catering, proper cooking, on his side.
You say that, but then he's not even looked at her CV until she gets there and gives him it.
No, and I can see why she's come there, because it's Carmine, world-renowned chef de cuisine.
Yeah,
and she's getting free training and a little bit of money.
Well,
right?
And as she said, her and her dad used to go to this place.
And
it's got sentimental value, and then also it's like, I know who you are, and I'm amazed you're here.
Yeah.
Why are you? Well, she says, "Why are you here?" And he goes,
Make sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't want to blow by Richie too quick. We all know a Richie, I'm going to assume, because buddy, I do. Those guys that that the minute they start getting loud, everybody goes, "Oh God, there he goes." Do you know what I mean? Like you just, oh.
So from working in hospitality and being around kitchens, it's never the head chef. The head chef's usually the guy who's focused, like Carmy is here. It's always like the like assistant sous chef.
It'll be a sous or just someone down the line,
who is the loudest fucker in there, and he's got too much to say. He's not
normally the ones that aren't carrying themselves as well.
Yeah, and he's not the best at his job. He's just there as like
always
a warm
someone
body,
else's
essentially.
Fault.
Yeah. And yeah, I've known a few of them.
We all
I mean,
have.
but before we all get too into, because it's easy to it's easy to bag on Richie because he's a dickhead, basically.
I love Richie.
There is a little, like, he plants a few seeds. Like every now and then, there's like these little moments of like humanity and like little moments of like sort of they come through. There's a throwaway line here when he's arguing with Carmy. He says like words to the effect of like, "My marriage fell apart because I was trying to make this place work," basically. I was trying to help your brother so hard that it killed my marriage.
He definitely feels like he's got like his heart in the right place with wanting the business to do well.
Yeah, but he wants the business to do well the way it's always worked.
But what you see throughout this episode is two different approaches to how Carl and it sort of carries across the entire first series. Really, no spoilers. Is Carmy's got all these like big ideas. He wants to improve everything. He wants to make it better. He wants to use his experience to make the beef a better place. Richie is so adamant that the only way to go is to just keep swimming and just keep going and like look, this is what
you've always done.
Yeah.
Well, I think as well, like there's on one side that his heart's in the right place, that he really wants the place to do well. He wants to honor Carmy's brother's like memory and what they built. But on the other side, I think this is why I didn't like him. On the other side, there feels like a sense of entitlement that he should be in Carmy's position. He should be running the place. He should be the owner. And it's like,
But he was running the place. That's the thing.
He was.
From his point of view, he's been doing it day in day out for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, Michael's passed, and he's just he's throwing his brother in. His brother's never ran an Italian beef sandwich shop before, and he's come in with all from Rich's point of view, he's come in with all these like fancy, stupid hipster ideas.
You brought all that stuff to make a bread pudding. It was a panettone. Yeah. I mean, a panettone in an Italian beef sandwich shop is bewildering to the point of the spaghetti on it, but a panettone's okay. Yeah. But I get Richie's point with it, is that this is his livelihood. He's put his blood, sweat, and tears into this business as well. Yeah, and for this floppy-haired lad to come in swanking about, changing everything, it would rub you up the wrong way. I mean, Richie is an incredibly acerbic person anyway. How he managed to get a wife is beyond me, because, but there is a heart, like I said, there is a heart to him. There is a genuine reason he's just going about it in the most Richie way possible.
Yeah, like there's the bit like where obviously they all try the sandwiches and Richie refuses, and then later on after he's done his crowd control, he goes in and sneakily tries one and goes.
Yeah, when no one's looking. So he doesn't have to admit to anyone that he likes it.
Because he can't show weakness.
But it's even, the thing is though, like, because he's talking about how when they do like the family meal sort of thing, and he's talking how Sydney's food's amazing to like try and like get under Carmy's skin, but then he tries the sandwich after and goes, "Oh shit!" And it's just like it's kind of like, all right, he's winning him over a little bit, but
he'll never say.
But he's got to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and God, Jay, I want to ruin this for you so bad I can't stand it. Jay, don't give up on Richie. That's all I'll say.
Oh no.
I won't. It's the
don't
same.
Give up on Richie.
It's the same feeling I had, to compare it to Ted Lasso. It's the same feeling I had towards Jamie.
Yeah.
I thought Jamie was an absolute arsehole. And then when he started showing these glimpses of humanity, I started really warming to him, and he became one of my favorite characters. I feel like that's gonna happen with Richie, but on first like impression, it's like, oh, this guy's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, but again, it's bringing these people in and showing you, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
This is who they are.
Yeah,
in the broadest possible strokes.
I mean, like from you guys being like new in like hospitality places, there is that sort of like not abrasiveness, but there is that sort of like moment of like, why are you here? What are you going to bring to the table, sort of thing.
Brevity,
like, yeah. Even if it's just like on your first shift, like, because obviously a lot of places where it's like a team like that, you kind of, if you brought in like in a certain way, it's kind of because you've got like a bit of expertise in like an area. Like, say for example, if I was opening a bar and I decided I was going to do coffee, I'd probably hire Ben because he's a really good barista. And then if any staff that were there already might be like, oh God, who's this guy? Is he coming from a job, sort of thing? And you do get that in a lot of like hospitality, not a ton at the time, but in especially something where it is like as close knit as that place.
Yeah, there's always that fear of someone who comes in like, oh, are they going to take my shifts? Are they going to like, are they going to? Oh my God, this guy's making bread like by hand.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, the mixer's broke.
Yeah, they well, again, Richie's here and again, he's a whirlwind, kids, but he's a lot to handle. But buddy, if this is one of those times where if you pay attention and you follow, you'll be rewarded. That's all I can say. For sure. Let's talk about Sydney.
It's also his line where he says to Ibrahim, why have you become a full pirate now? Because he's from Somalia. And again, it's that kind of cruel bagging on each other, but he just laughs it up. They're all just like, it instills the fact that they are tight. They are a family. Sure. They are a brigade, if you will.
Brigade, yeah.
But not in the classical cooking sense of it. Everyone knows their role, but not the way it should be.
And that's what Sydney's walking into. Because, like, you realize that this show didn't really calm down until she showed up on screen, and then suddenly everything was calm. And it's
but if she had any sense, she'd have turned around and walked out.
Oh, yeah.
There's the shift in hostility then from Carmy to Sydney.
Yes.
The newest person.
Yeah. Like Richie's immediately like, who the fuck's that? And then Tina's like just an arsehole to her for no reason.
Unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah. When she's just asking like, oh, where's the stuff for this?
Where's the stuff for family? Yeah. And she's like, here, just gives her an empty cupboard and walks off.
Yeah. He just tells her to fuck off, which is, my God, dude, just got there.
But like, even then though, like she's pretending she doesn't speak English. So Sydney starts speaking to her in Spanish, and then she gets really pissed off about it. Like, fuck's sake.
And Richie calls her sweetheart, and he's like, "Don't call her sweetheart." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. PC." Like I'm like, "Yeah, you can't talk to people like that anymore. What are you talking about?"
He says it's part of his proud Italian heritage.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna guess he uses that line a lot.
Yeah,
Carmy bags on him for
he calls her abroad, and she can hear him.
Yes.
Yeah. I think deliberately on purpose.
Yeah. Like, with the first one, she kind of like, I think she kind of realizes he's just being a fucking dickhead for the sake of it, though, because like she just rolls her eyes and goes, "Oh, it's all right," and then like sure, and just walks off. And then as soon as he's like carrying on, it's like, yeah, all right, he's just like kind of like swinging his dick around to Carmy.
It's to provoke a reaction. It's to push your buttons. It's to see how far he can provoke you.
That's what chefs do. They're fucking monsters. Any of my chefs listen to this, you know I'm not like full of shit.
Oh, mate.
They'll agree.
Now, agency chefs, I was just like, I'm never working with them again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolute animals.
Well, we talked about this. Ben, I think you brought this up in the season 1 preview. This spot in the walk-in cooler, it just feels like, you are, as we said, you're kind of backed into the wall, and you're sort of, again, the camera angles, as you guys brought up, great call, tense and uncomfortable, but, they're just going at each other. And like you said, Sydney has to hear it when the door's shut, but Richie's telling him, don't start being rude and doing 1,000 things. He mentions taking care of his mom for 6 months. He has receipts from his divorce lawyer, Joe, like you said. they're backing up. He's been spending time trying to put his family back together because Carmy won't come home. And he does all this, like, don't do this because it'll mess up their heads, And he's like, this was your brother's house and I'm running it fine without you. And Carmy brings the house down when he says, then why didn't he leave it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's like, but the thing is, like, that's the way you've kind of got to be with people like that.
Yeah.
Like, it like, as I say, like, this is where I kind of get the idea that Richie has a bit of a sense of entitlement, that he should have left the place, not Carmy. And Carmy turned around and going, well, if you thought you would have done a good job, he would have left it to you, not me. Sort of thing. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, from someone who's not seen any other episodes in this one, it feels almost like it was by design that Carmy got left it, because he's a brilliant chef and they know he's going to turn the place around. But obviously, like, they've got all these people set in their own ways, following that system, and he's got to kind of like, he's got to sort of show them that there is a way to do it by breaking a few of the rules. And
well, the reason we find out later on in this episode is that Carmine went off and became a chef was because that Mikey wouldn't let him in the shop, wouldn't let him be part of this.
Right.
So again, he went and did all this out of spite? Question mark, to prove him wrong, to prove that he was better than him. And then after, Mikey killed himself, he gave it him as an act of penance, as an act of aggression. Like, okay, you look after this then, because this is what took me out, or whatever. Like, we don't know, but that's why I think that's why Carmine is so focused on stuff, is because he's always had to be, because he's always been like the jealous child.
It's the little brother thing, isn't it? Trying to impress the big brother. Like, that's essentially what it is. Like, and you've got to feel like maybe. I mean, again, you guys know a lot more than what's going on than I do. But it could be that Michael's like not letting him in the shop because he knows he can go out and do better.
Yeah, it's almost like he wants something better for him.
It's like tough love.
There's so much of, like, again, without going too much into like future episodes, so much of the themes of season one, it's just the weight that this shop puts on people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not just the financial straits they're in or anything like that, but it's just like the pressure of expectation, because it's the family business and it's been going for so long, and that's what Richie really struggles with. It's that he doesn't want it to die on his watch, basically. And you get the feeling, Jay, as you said, maybe Mikey didn't want that for Carmy. He wanted him to be able to go and enjoy his cooking and do it without this crushing expectation of being forced into like the family business and doing the same sandwiches that he made and his dad made and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's reflected in a scene that comes later in this episode with his sister, which we'll talk about when we get there, which is probably my favorite scene in the entire first episode, because oh my god, it's great. We'll talk when we get there. But there's an interesting bit as well when a bit later, I think it's a little bit later in the episode, because Fack doesn't get on with Richie. No one gets on with Richie. Everyone hates Richie. Fack's talking to Carmy, and like he just says to him, like, look, I'm really sorry I couldn't make it to the funeral. I sent some flowers. I hope they looked really nice. And then Carmy's like, I didn't go either.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was their relationship like at this point? And like, how long, what was Mikey and Carmy's relationship at that?
We don't know.
Like,
And to your point, Tacey, that like you said, we'll get into it, but like the biggest issue that's underneath the surface is Michael's no longer there, and nobody in this family or in this restaurant has dealt with it. No one's getting therapy. No one's talking to each other.
Yeah.
People just act like it didn't happen. And like, you can do that if you guys have ever grieved over somebody, you can do that to a point. And then eventually you'll have the worst day at work you've ever had, or you'll put your fist through the wall and you'll be like, damn, I think I need to talk to somebody, because I'm telling you, it'll get to you.
Where's my knife?
But it's even worse in this situation, because not only have they not dealt with his passing, but he's still so present in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they literally just picked up the brunt of what he's kind of like, pretty much like the biggest sort of burden, so to speak, that he's left there. They've just picked it up.
Yeah. Yes.
So not only have they not dealt with his passing, but they're also like trying to keep the restaurant as like it's almost like a monument to him.
Yeah.
And it's such an impossible like needle to thread. Like it's you can't like and like Richie's almost like wanting to keep it the way that Mikey had it because of Mikey, but that's not working. No. But then Carmy wants to change it, and everyone else, it's like, no, that's your brother did it this way, your brother did it that way. You know,
it's your brother's house. He keeps saying,
he literally says it's your brother's house. No, his brother's dead, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's Carmy's now. You've got to move on.
Because right now the restaurant. I'm sorry, Jay, but like right now the restaurant is the beef. In case we hadn't said that, it's not the bear, it's the beef. Jay, it's kind of become an albatross to Ben's point about around everybody's neck.
Yeah, 100%. And like Richie says, doesn't he? Like, this was my house. I've run this house. And then like Carmy's like, it's not your fucking house. It's my house, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And again, like them button heads is gonna set the scene for something much bigger later. And it does feel like he's like throughout this episode, little by little, it feels like Carmy's starting to win some of the more like bullheaded people over. And I think once he gets his claws into Richie, he'll be all right. But it's a long way to get there.
Yeah,
like there's that moment, isn't there, when they all sit down for family and it all sort of comes together, and like you actually say, oh yeah, they do really, everyone really does care about each other, and like
if you notice that they're all sitting there, but Carmy's not. Carmy's stood off.
He's stressed out, looking out the window,
and he doesn't eat.
And he doesn't eat.
Yeah.
And it's all them, like, they all rip on each other, and it's all in good nature, and they're all laughing, and they're telling stories, and I'm thankful for this, and you know, and it's a lovely thing, and it's.
Can we just point out as well the fact that Fac's got two cats, and he has given them both the same name for simplicity?
Because it's easy. Just Ralph's.
Easier. Joe, talk to me about the metaphor of Carmy's missing knife. What's that say to you?
It's just like you're saying. No one's dealing with stuff, and he thinks that someone's stolen his knife as punishment. This incredibly expensive knife. I looked it up. It's like $300 for this knife because it's Japanese steel, and like, it's beautiful. If I could afford one, I'd have one, but I'd cut my hand off in about 2 minutes but. He's convinced that someone's taken, and it's all like Stacey said, it's no one's dealing with stuff, and stuff just builds and builds and builds, and small annoyances become huge molehills. Like that's not the right analogy, is it? But molehills. And it's just these things build up, and it starts off with the pan, and you know, and the meat having bones in it and stuff like that. But he's convinced that they're doing this to punish him somehow. But as it turns out, at the end, he just dropped the knife.
Yeah.
All the way through it. So all of this aggression he's been showing people about where his knife is and can I have my knife back, no one's touched it.
Jason, since this is your first watch through, I'm gonna do this the whole show. Okay. Jay, when you saw Carm see the knife, did part of you think someone put that knife there to get at him? Did you think that?
To a degree, but I think because he was because there was so much going on, and it felt like he was trying to put out like so many different fires. Like he had the pot there, and Tina was kicking off about the pot, and he was like, "No, we need to keep the beef in that. Use another pot. It's fine." And then Richie's complaining that the meat's been on too long. He's like, "No, I've had to do it this way because we've had to get this meat instead. It's fine." And then he's asking everyone to clean up after themselves and like sharpen the knives, and no one's listening to him. And you can just tell he's just it's like when you're in a really stressful period in work, and like something like that will happen because you're paying so little attention to what you're actually doing and everything else going on around you. But he probably did think, oh, Tina's probably like pissed off that I'm using her pot and took my knife, because he keeps saying to her, "Where's my knife, Tina?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, she says, "Where's my pot?"
But like,
and she calls him
is
Jeff.
at that point where he says, no, stations, you clean your station as you go. I refer to you as chef as it's a sign of respect, and you call me chef, it's a sign of respect. And he goes through all of these things to prove that he isn't being a knob to people. He's just trying to make this work.
He's trying to make the place feel more professional and more
as opposed to the disorganized chaos that it is. Yeah, it works, but it could work so much better.
Yeah.
And the prime example of that is when Marcus brings over the roll and he's like, it's too dry. Put a steam tray in the bottom of the thing. And he's like, don't tell me how to do my job. And he's like, just do it.
And then later in the episode, he's like, oh, yeah, that is a lot better. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
Well, it's also that great bit where Fact's talking to Marcus and Richie's just throwing bread trays over the top of his head. And Fact just starts calling him a knobhead. And Richie just appears behind him.
And Marcus hasn't bought in either, guys. He hasn't bought in at all. Like when Richie makes jokes, he's laughing. He thinks Richie's funny. And then, Marcus finds that book and he finds that award for best, rising star chef. And Carm's name on it. And Buddy Marcus, I think, is impressed because he's like, wait a minute, he's the real deal.
There's that really nice bit when he goes back with the bread and he goes, thanks, chef. And
yes.
You see Carmy just like looking kind of like try and fight back a little smile. It's like, there you go. He's got
Marcus straight out the gate.
To compare it to Ted Lasso, which I'm probably going to do a lot. It's like when Ted wins over Roy.
Yes.
Like Marcus is the first piece of the
first
puzzle.
domino. Yeah.
All he has to do is get Facts to fix the mixer.
He gets that buy-in straight away, doesn't he? It's just like, at first, when you're working a job and someone tells you to do something different, you think, they just want me to do a bit of extra work. They're making work for me. Oh, I've got to put water in the oven, to make it's not going to make a difference. And then when he takes it back to, like you say, he takes it back to Carmen, he's like, oh yeah, look, it's better now. And he's like,
that's a lot better.
This is, and he just shows him, look, this is what you can aspire to. This is what you can be. You can be better. You can make better products. I'll teach you. I'll show you. It's fine.
Yeah, but even because obviously they do just after this they do the tasting of the sandwiches, don't they? And everyone kind of goes, oh shit, okay, yeah, that's really good.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the bread would matter so much because you're soaking the whole thing in gravy anyway, so dryness.
Yeah, but did you get a taste? Could you taste it when they were eating it? Because I was salivating watching.
It was that bit where he gets the bone-in meat and he's trimming that fat off it, and it just shows it sealing off in the pan and I was like, oh man,
yeah.
I don't even eat that much meat now, but I could have munched through that.
Food porn. I'm just saying. Oh my god, it's freaking good.
I want to just stick my head in that pan and eat it all, like a fucking dog.
Yeah, well, like we said, Richie doesn't like the idea of straying from the system, and Carmy points out that the system can barely afford to pay people, and then Richie is yelling. He says the bread should stay the same and gravy should stay the same, and he walks out and does this Italian thing, which is effing weird. But yeah, and after that we get the bit with Fack, and he's talking about the Norwegian knockoff of Mortal Kombat. I love that line. That's gonna stay with me, and.
Considering Matthew Matheson's not an actor, he's a YouTube chef.
Tell me about that because I didn't even know this bit. Tasty, what do you got?
So Matthew Matheson, he's been a chef he's been all over the world. He's been a chef on YouTube for so long. He's done loads of really fun, he's in the sort of Action Bronson mold of he'll just go to crazy places and cook food with crazy people. He's big into obviously big into sort of skate culture, alternative culture. He's all tatted up, And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is if it's not his first acting gig, I think it's one of his first acting gigs. He was brought on, as I think I said in the last episode, he was brought on as the culinary consultant to make sure that all the food techniques are done properly. So when they're chopping veg, they're doing it the way that you do it in a professional kitchen and stuff like that. And they just got him. I don't know whether he was supposed to be on the show or whether they just liked his energy and found a role for him. But my God, he's got such great comic delivery.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's
so good.
As just a bumbling fool of a man.
Yeah, but he's just got charisma out the ass.
Oh, yeah. I think as soon as you went, my cat's Ralph, and then Sydney goes, both the cats are called Ralph. He goes, yeah, it's just easier, isn't it? And I'm like, it's a beautiful idiot line. But it's yeah. I mean, the more we find out about Fak as it goes on, the more you love him, because he's everyone's mate. And and even Richie likes him, really, even though he calls him a lot of horrible names.
Yeah, Fak is great. He's very Costello. You know what I mean? Like where he's put together, but he's funny, and sometimes, like you say, he's kind of a bumbling around. But God, he's so funny, dude. So good. And there's other characters that come along later that I won't ruin it for you. That just just adds to the spice that is this guy. You know what I mean? Somehow there's a character that comes along later, kids, that just elevates Fak, and you think this guy's already funny. Oh my God, when it happens, you're like, it's like Beavis and Butthead to some degree. You know what I mean? But it's great. I'm just here for it.
I love the scene where he's like he's fiddling with the mixer and Mark's just telling him what's wrong with it, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll fix it. I'll get it fixed before we open. And like, if you've ever worked in hospitality or in anything, there's always been that day where like something's broken and like you've just thrown someone who's not qualified to deal with it at it and been like, just get that working for like an hour.
Fak is sort of the maintenance man.
Yeah.
They have, not on staff, but he's just, because him and Carmy, they all grew up together. They all go up together. So like, he's known them since childhood, and he's still hanging about. Like,
he says, "We'll pay you in sandwiches."
Pay you in sandwiches, and he's like, "Okay, that's
yeah."
I mean, I'd be happy with that.
But then even then, though, Richie's like, "No deal," straight after. Richie's like, "No, we're not doing that."
So Joe, you'll appreciate this. So just a little mathematical fact before we move on. If you go, he has a restaurant called Rizzo's House of Palm in Fort Erie, Ontario.
Where? Okay.
In Ontario, we can do it when we go Mystery Wrestling. We'll do a Canadian tour. Yeah, boy.
Yes, you can go and get some of Matty Madsen's Palmos.
Wonderful.
Don't you dare threaten me with a good time.
I was going to say, anything to get me out of this country, I might be on for that. You know what I mean? They might not let me back in. That's happening right now. So, you know.
He does also have a burger place called Matty's Patty's Burger Club in Toronto.
Yeah, but it's not Parmo, is it, mate?
No, well, very few things are. Tom, have you ever had a Parmo?
I have not.
Oh boy!
Describe to me what this is.
You must have a chicken parm.
It's
chicken parmesan.
Yeah. So it's basically chicken, like breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese.
Well, it's bechamel sauce with cheese normally, but
and that's on tomato sauce.
And sometimes tomato, yes.
Yeah.
But you can put other stuff on it. So, we used to go and get salt and pepper, palm, or hot shots.
Cheese.
Yeah.
He also, last month, he formed a hardcore punk band called Pigpen.
Amazing.
The more I find out about
everything,
this man, the more I need to go and listen to that.
I think this guy might be my hero.
Yeah.
He's straight edge. He had a heart attack when he was 29 because he was abusing cocaine, and he quit using drugs and alcohol.
Wow.
Fair play here.
This guy, how old is this guy now?
He is 42, 43.
Oh, my age.
43, yeah.
He's lived a lifetime already. Good Lord. Crazy.
Yeah. If you're interested in Mighty Mouse, and if you listen to this and you think this guy sounds pretty cool, check him out. He's done a lot of stuff like Vice on YouTube and a lot of cooking stuff. Go and check him out. He's endlessly entertaining. Really, really fun guy.
I haven't seen this stuff, but if you like him in this, because I don't think it's that much of an extension of his actual personality.
It is just him.
Yeah. I don't think they told him that this wasn't real. They've just thrown him in and gone like, mix the blender.
He thinks he's working in a real restaurant.
These cameras, don't worry about the cameras. We're doing something else later. Yeah. I do like that the line goes very, very quickly, but he tells Marcus when he's working on the mixer that he was friends with Michael until he got dark at the end. And then you just, because this episode's 1,000 miles an hour, you cut, bam, it's that quick. But I'm like, I went back and listened to him say it again. I'm like, man, there's a story to be told right there, buddy. Like,
and at this point, it's different for me, you, and Joe, but you've not seen Michael yet. You don't know what he looks like. You've not seen his face.
No, we've seen like the back of his head and stuff in some sort of flashback sequence or something. I think we've seen at this point in it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just a name. He's just
a name. His name and a shape at this point. Yeah.
Do you know who it is, Jay?
I do not know.
Good, we won't ruin it for you.
I've deliberately.
Rod Hull.
Oh, God damn it! But he's dead. So is Michael.
Smart casting.
Did Michael fall off a roof too?
He was pushed by
Emu.
He was pushed by Orville.
Emu's got blood on his hands, man. I tell you.
Oh god.
Tom has no idea what this is.
We're getting back to that British stuff again. I'm lost.
British puppetry ventriloquism.
Someone explain this to Tom.
Yeah, it's
No, but we don't know who he is, and we know that he died, and we know that he took his own life. I'm fairly sure that it's been said at this point that he killed himself. It got dark at the end is enough to sort of allude to that. Anyway,
that hints at like something that you find out.
I was gonna say it doesn't outright say it, but it definitely like.
Yeah, I don't think they straight up
allusions towards it.
They don't straight up tell you that he killed himself in this episode. I don't think.
No.
I honestly can't remember. To be honest, I'm fairly sure something was said, but yeah, all right, that's my fault.
They didn't outright say it, but they did very much like heavily imply it.
Well, yeah. It was in the blurb that Tom read out at the start, so.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, that was me.
That's the promo blurb for the series. So
there you go.
They're giving it to you from the jump, aren't they? So.
Yeah. But in the actual episode, it did kind of like make it more that, and obviously, like you think of the fact that it's a very high stress situation with the restaurant. It's losing money hand over fist.
Well, they very deliberately show the dedication card for his brother and all of the OG bills at the same time, possibly showing that one might have led to the other.
Yeah,
there's a very deliberate attempt to forge a connection there.
That's pretty much it's like he's either died because of that or because of stress. It's very as I say, they didn't outright say it, they just very heavily implied it. Reading between the lines, I could have figured that out.
And that's one of the things that sets us apart from Ted, is that Ted has moments of, alluding to darkness, and it'll touch the edge of darkness, but man, the bear gets right up to the door of it because
it's going wading in the darkness.
Yeah,
I don't know. Ted does with like the stuff, like the build up to revealing what happens to his dad.
That's true. That's very true. I forgot that bit. Yeah,
that's one episode. This is every episode.
No. That's like a slow build over 2 seasons.
That's fair. Yeah, that affects his whole character. But no, Joe's right, Jay. They talk a lot about this, and yeah, there was a show on ABC. It's since been canceled, called A Million Little Things. Really good show, and the entire series is about this group of friends. And in episode one has killed himself, and the entire series is basically how everybody is kind of dealing with the hole that's left. And the first, like a lot of good shows, the first season's fantastic. Then it kind of goes off a cliff for me anyway. It just kind of went off a cliff. But man, it's kind of the background character that is not there anymore, but the subject is always there, kind of like in this show. You know what I mean? Yeah. What did you guys think of Sugar? Jay, let's start with you. What did you think of Carm's sister, Sugar, here?
So she was like the only person I'd actually like seen in anything before. Abby Elliott, I think she's a really good actress. So I was like really pleasantly surprised. She come off really like kind of. It's weird because obviously, like they said, she doesn't come to the restaurant anymore, and you kind of expected it to be because everyone's been so like standoffish towards Carmy at this point. Mm-hmm. You kind of expected when he's like, I need to talk to my sister. It's like, oh shit, something's gonna go down here. Yeah, and she's just really warm to him and really nice, and like you don't need this stress. We can just sell it, and you don't need this stress. And then Carmy kind of like obviously says, no, I need this.
It's not for sale.
He says, I need to fix it. Which there's your metaphor right there.
Yep.
And she says nobody's asking you to do that. She has to remind him. No one asked you to do that.
Well, yeah, she was like a really nice kind of like juxtaposition of everything else that was going on. Like almost in a way, it was really good that it was outside the restaurant because he's like literally, it's like he's in a war zone in the restaurant and everything's going wrong. Goes out and talks to her, and she's really nice to him and really warm to him. And it's like the complete opposite of what he's got waiting back for him in there. Mm-hmm. And she's telling him to walk away from it, and he's like, "No, I'm going back." Just like goes back into the trenches. It was like, it was really well like put together the way they did that.
You couldn't have put it in a bag? It's the best. First thing he says when he sees her.
But that's so endemic of like this scene this is my favorite scene in the entire episode because it's like there's so much hurt in the scene, there's so much like grief, and that you get the feeling they're both trying so hard to like fix this hole in their lives that Mikey's left, but they're both trying to do it in like so different ways. And like it's so like the first thing that Carmy says to her is something to do with like it's transactional, isn't it? It's like why didn't you put the jacket in a bag? I've got to sell this for meat, basically. And his immediate thought when he sees his sister is not to say hi to her, tell her that he loves her, or ask if she's okay. It's to have you brought the thing that I can use to keep this restaurant alive.
Yeah, it's a good call. She does mention Uncle Jimmy wants to buy the place, and Carmen tells her it's not for sale. And we'll meet Uncle Jimmy later.
Oh, we'll meet Uncle Jimmy. Jay, you're gonna love Uncle Jimmy.
Oh,
yeah.
So I already know who's playing him because Joe mentioned before.
I know, and I'm sorry I gave it away, but
Jimmy King, I'm sold.
It took me so long to work out that it was him.
Oh, really?
Because he's so good. He's just he's gonna turn it into an Applebee's.
But there's this beautiful moment between these two siblings where like they're trying to navigate around this like crater that's been left in their lives, and like they don't quite know how to connect with each other, and they're sort of like trying to just sort of connect over it and hug over it and like sort of be whole again, and then they just can't quite do it. And they're both in like different places, and it's like she doesn't want anything to do it. Like she can't physically like exist in this place because it's so full of Mikey. Like it's so hurtful for her to be there. Yeah, but all Carmy sees is I've got to fix it. I've got to make it better. I've got to.
Yeah.
And they're kind of both. Neither approach I think is very healthy.
No.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously, like it was kind of like established before that Mikey wouldn't let Carmy near the restaurant, and then it's established just before we're introduced to Sweet that actually she was in there all the time, but now she never comes. But Carmy's there all the time instead.
And like the first thing she says to him is like, "You smell like this place," and like it's like it's almost like she's afraid of what's gonna happen to him. Like she doesn't want, like, again, she wants the same thing that Mikey wants. She doesn't want to see him fall into this trap, basically this sort of like bottomless pit of
bear
like,
pit.
Yeah. I mean, she's already lost one brother to the place, so she doesn't want to lose another.
She'd never have built it on that cursed Indian burial ground.
And it's poltergeist all over again.
They just moved the headstones. They didn't move the graves.
Right? Yeah. Hey, Joe, she wants to talk about Michael, but she doesn't know how. And Carm doesn't want to talk at all. So it's going to be hard to figure that out.
Carm's been gone for years, hasn't he, as well?
He's 2 years, I think is what they said. 2 years?
He's been gone. He's not been home. He's not seen
his mother at this point, has he?
Have you spoke to Mom? No, not yet.
Yeah.
You've been back 2 weeks.
He's back 2 weeks, yeah.
It's like it does feel like he's literally just kind of like landed, got there, and got to work, and
but that's what I'm saying. It's like taste it. He's focusing all his energy on this instead of dealing with the thing that he actually needs to deal with, which is the loss of his brother. They're all doing this thing. Like Sugar's doing it as well. Like she's not dealing with it because she won't come in and see the house her brother built. Like
they're all dealing with their grief in extremely negative,
non-productive ways.
Yeah.
It's she's trying to connect with him, but like you said, there's this huge void between them because they've not seen each other for 4 years beforehand, and then they've lost a sibling as well. It's a lot to get over in a conversation while handing a jacket over.
Yeah,
not even in a pack.
You'd assume as well this is probably the first time he's seen her like since they've lost him. If he didn't go to the funeral.
Oh, that's.
I mean, I'm assuming he's phoned her at least because.
No, but I mean, like in a face
to face, yeah.
Man,
it is a really good thing because it just sets out that everyone's just knackered, everyone's broken.
Yeah, they are.
Like no one has dealt with this, the fallout of it, and again, it's that thing of public service announcement. If you are feeling that way, that taking your own life is the only way out, don't. Because there is help out there and things do get better, people. And it's not just you, it's the people you leave behind as well.
And you know what? I this is pulling the curtain back. I kind of feel compelled to make that statement as we do this episode. Like, you know, things can get dark, kids. I know, a lot of people know. So like, there's got to be somebody to talk to, man. I mean, just
there's always someone.
There's always somebody that doesn't want to see you go. So like,
and in talking about the show, we have to talk about topics like this. And
yes,
so please do, you know, maybe put a thing at the start of this or something like
100%.
Oh yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Suicide on the show, and you know we have to, and just
it is a key component of the show, but it's about dealing with the loss of someone who could have reached out for help and didn't, and the way that it messes up everyone you leave behind.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone matters.
If you or someone you know is struggling or needs support, help is available right now. In the United States, call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. In the United Kingdom, call 116-123 to reach Samaritans. The help is free, it's confidential, and it's available 24/7. Don't wait. Reach out. Someone is ready to listen. Apart from Marcus and the bun bit, which I love that little spot, the biggest moment led to this episode is Richie outside with the line of fanboys. And this is not to go from that to something funny, but
but this is Richie as like the necessary evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a carrot? I know what a carrot is.
When shit's kicking off, like Richie's like I was trying to I didn't make this point before, but Richie's from this old school, older model of like almost combative service. Like he's like the aggressive, pissed off server who will tell you to fuck off if you ask for something to be changed on the menu. That you know he's not the Richie doesn't believe the customer's always right.
The customer,
you know, like,
and he's right in saying that.
He's from that old school where you'd fear going into places because if you ordered wrong or you were a bit of a dickhead, they just tell you where to go. Like Richie's from that like decade, isn't he? From that like generation, and it works really well here when Carmy's trying to be all softly, and look, it gets him nowhere, and then Richie comes out literally swinging his big old dick.
He does. Oh my god!
This is the thing though, where I feel like this is where Richie really shows he does actually care.
Yeah.
Where like Carmy goes out and Richie refuses to help him, but you've got to think Richie's probably like just being a dickhead and he's behind him.
Oh, he's watching through that glass until he knows they're all going to set about him.
And then as soon as he gets like hit and people start pushing him a bit when he's trying to get them to calm down, Richie just comes out and shoots a gun up in the air and has a fucking megaphone because of course he does.
He calls them QAnon 4chan incels.
Yes, 4chan motherfuckers is what he's. I love that. Oh my god.
My favorite bit of it though is one more thing. You're all buying a sandwich. And I don't like litter, so you're gonna clean up after yourself.
And don't touch any of the regulars.
Yeah. That's it. I don't want you staring at them.
And I think the last thing he says to him before he goes back inside is "fuck you."
Yeah.
And he just goes back inside. I'm like, my god, dude, that's crazy.
And Carmy started, you okay? And Carmy just punches that guy in the balls when he walks off.
So good.
But then, like, he sort of turns to Carmy before he goes back in, and he's like, "You're good." And you're like, "Yeah, we're good." Yeah. But then
the gun, by the way, was a prop blank pistol fired under Chicago PD supervision, and Richie's megaphone rant was improvised across several takes.
Oh,
love it.
Well, that's incredible. I need to find the alternate cuts of that.
I love it when he comes back in as well, and he's like, he says to Sydney, he's like, "I'm really sorry, you have to see that. I have to get real."
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna, yeah.
But then, like, as straight away being a dickhead, straight away.
It's true.
Like,
right back to it. Yeah.
It's like, look,
make the fucking spaghetti.
Yeah, make the fucking spaghetti bolognese and just like thrust like a load of like tin tomatoes at Carmy, and Carmy's like, "Yeah, all right." But then, soon as Carmy's gone, takes a bite out the sandwich.
Oh yeah, and he's like,
"True,
god damn."
Yeah.
Even though it's been sitting there for an hour or so, that sandwich still good.
Well, he's complaining that the beef was hot, so that's exactly how he probably wanted it.
And then the last shot of the episode, which I didn't understand. Again, I don't want to do any spoilers. I didn't understand the gravitas of it until I got to the final episode of the series. Carmy's opening a tin of tomatoes. Just before he opens it, changes his mind, throws it in the trash.
Not making the spaghetti. No.
But
that's like his power thing.
I'm not saying anything.
I was gonna say, yeah, because right now I'm gonna go.
No.
Was it tomato? No. Yeah. No, I know. God, it's hard, Jay. We just want to tell you.
No.
All right. I'll say what I think it is, and you guys don't react.
Oh, that's good. How's your poker face, gentlemen?
So, I know Ben's is good from playing a lot of social deduction games with Ben. I think that it's just Carmy's like fuck you to Richie, and basically like saying that like, no, we are doing things my way. And
because it's a really interesting. It's what's really interesting is it's like the power dynamic between the two of them over the course of the episode. So it starts off, Carmy's in control, and he's like, "We're not doing the spaghetti. It takes too long. It's shit." And then Richie bites back, and he's like, "We're doing bread the same way, gravy the same way." So Richie has his little take back,
and then they change.
Yeah.
Carmy gets the bread done the way he has.
But then Carmy does get it all done his way. He gets the new sandwich done. So Carmy gets
Sydney does the gravy the way Carmy's told her to do it.
Yeah. Yep. And then when Richie goes out and he obviously does the alpha play with the gun and he saves Carmy, then he leverages that moment to get his way again, to get the spaghetti. And then right at the end, Carmy's like, "Well, fuck that, no, I'm not going to do it." And so it's like a tug of war, and that's that. And without this might be a shock, TJ. You get a lot of that this season.
Yeah, I get it. But it goes back to my original point that Carmy's the fucking owner. They all work for him. Like he obviously needs them all there because he can't just hire new staff. And these guys are like people who are invested in the place and want the place to do well.
But again, and you've worked in hospital, and you know, but Richie's been there. He's led from the front. You know, he's been in the trenches with them for like years. So even though Carmy's the owner and he technically is in charge, Richie's got all the respect. Richie's got he's got all the money in the bank. You know.
Carmy was in charge and nearly got beaten to death by a carrot.
That's true.
So it's give and take with it, but they both want to take.
But again, that kind of goes like the whole thing with like Richie saying that Carmy's got to make like the spaghetti. It's like it goes back to Richie's like sense of entitlement that he feels like he should be running the place. He should be like the guy who's overseeing everything. And it's like,
sold well, apparently, though. That's what he says. It sold well.
Yeah, but also it's like
it's money in the bank.
It's sold. Yeah, but it's sold well. But also, if they're doing it like in a deli counter kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to have a lovely sandwich.
Why would you want
big old wet bowl of spaghetti? Yeah.
It doesn't. It's in Cincinnati. We don't want spaghetti.
Warm spaghetti. No one wants that.
No, it's I don't know how you meant to eat that. Like a sandwich, on the go, lovely. Spaghetti, like with your hand,
walking around. What's your spaghetti policy?
An ice cream cone.
It's like a walking taco. You know what I mean? Like a walking bowl of spaghetti. I don't know. Like, how would you?
Yeah. What is your spaghetti?
Like that's the thing. Like, there's obviously like places that do like takeout pasta, but like. It's never spaghetti. It's usually
like it'd be fusilli or Action Man bow tie. Yeah.
As a man with a large beard, I fear spaghetti. Like
I'm sure.
Like you would not believe.
I'm a big fan of spaghetti, but I'll never eat it in public.
No, it's like them Oreos that you have
to eat that on my own
blanket over your head to hide your shame from God.
I'll have to chop it up into little bits and then just.
That's not spaghetti. I'm going to set the Italians on you chopping up spaghetti.
Think I'm going to eat spaghetti when people can look at me? No, I don't want any judgment.
No.
Don't put yourself
in the back.
Jay.
No, can't
Life's
do it.
too short. Don't do it.
I can't do it. And before anyone thinks we're going to do me eating spaghetti like we did with the kebabs, not going to fucking happen.
No.
A beef sandwich. You got it.
Beef sandwich, and I'm going to get one of them big white chef's hats.
I feel like, you know, the way we threatened to get Richmond shirts for the last episode of Two Nations. I feel like we should all get chef whites for the last episode of this.
I think I've got mine somewhere still.
Man, see,
I guarantee you I won't fit in them now.
Ben, can you order some through your work?
I'll get some sugar and lime. Yeah, we'll get it delivered.
Kids, believe it or not, that's going to do it for episode 1. I think we're done. Bye. No, I think we did pretty well here, and we covered. I think we got just about everything. There may have been some trivia here and there, but look, as we go, we'll get a little deeper in the weeds on trivia and backstage notes and stuff.
My one thing is that this was the only episode shot in an actual restaurant, and the rest of it was filmed on a soundstage.
Yes, this was filmed in Mr. Beef, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I don't
know. Which is the guy he buys the denim he's doing the meat trade with is the guy that runs Mr. Beef.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's great. I tell you who, if he were a fan of this show, I would have had him as Phil Lindsay. Shout out Phil, Chicago native.
I was going to watch. Phil wasn't involved in this,
right? He's gonna watch the show and go, "I know where all that is." You know what I mean? Like,
can we get cool. Maybe for the last episode? Can we get like an intro where Phil goes to Mr. Beef and gets an Italian beef and like does a little review of it for us or something?
And I think we need to ask Phil to do that. And some spaghetti,
yeah.
And he just throws the spaghetti in the bin because it's stupid.
Stupid. Yeah, but watch out for those tomato cans. Oh, God, I want to tell him. I'm not going to.
No!
I'm not telling him.
No,
it's fine.
You're giving too much away as it is.
I didn't do a thing.
I'm not even listening to what you guys are saying right now.
Good. He did that through the TED show, too, all the time. We had to wake him up. Come on, Jay. Come on, get with it. So, yeah. Episode 1 in the can, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. We hope you enjoyed this show. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, well done. See, you guys are gonna do that thing where you end up tying it back to the show when we try. You know what I mean?
100%.
All the time. I love it.
Well-oiled machine.
That's right. Let's go around the horn and get final thoughts. Big Tasty. Let's start with you. What's your final thoughts on this episode?
I mean, I love it. It's like we've just gone through it the last hour or so. It sets out everything you're going to expect from the show. It puts all the main pieces on the table. It's the Carmy Richie power struggle. It's the grief and the processing of grief, and the restaurant is almost like a metaphor for like the memory of Mikey. And yeah, I think, and then also you start to see there's an interesting thread. It's already started in this first episode, develops out the series of the sort of the pressure that Carmy inadvertently puts on the rest of the team with his sort of demands and his wanting to make changes and upscale and stuff like that. So
especially there's a lot going Sydney.
Yeah, you can follow this from you can watch the show as a show about family dynamics. You can watch a show about working in hospitality. It works on loads of levels. It's a phenomenal show, and then this episode set its stall out pretty perfectly, I think.
Nice, Joe. What do you think?
Again, yeah, we haven't met all the main players yet. We've still got a couple of people to meet further down the line, but as a core crew of people, this is everyone you need. And like I said, this is everything you need to know, and it's done in such a good way. It's show don't tell at its most perfect, because little things that are dropped throughout it go, oh right, okay, yeah, right, and it's just done in a really beautiful way. But also it is again just stress, just one of the tensest things I've watched, and I honestly cannot wait for Jay to get to is it the Feast of the Eight Fishes?
It's the big Christmas episode.
The flashback one, because by the end of these 3-4 seasons of it, Jay's hair will be white or missing.
I mean, it's already starting to go white, mate. So, got a head start on you there.
So, Jay, what do you think? Besides knowing you're going to be great at the end of all this.
I mean, I got a lot of hospitality-related PTSD from this episode. I imagine that's only going to continue, probably, and get worse. I first impressions, I love the way it was shot. I love how again, it felt like from someone who's worked behind a bar and in a tight space with a lot of people walking around. It felt like it kind of embodied that the way it was shot. Obviously, with everyone shouting behind and corner at everyone, that didn't help. And yeah, it really kind of give people who haven't worked in that sort of a space a feeling of what it's like to. I thought it was really well done. I really liked that it was quite clearly foreshadowing a lot of stuff that you guys didn't mention at all one bit, how it was foreshadowing things. Not at all. Really well done there, guys. But it did a really good job of obviously laying down the groundwork of this is what we kind of got to expect over the next sort of like 7 or 8 episodes, and how we're gonna get there. A really, really strong first episode.
I agree. My book buying philosophy, if I don't know anything about the book, I don't read the cover or like the jacket. I'll read page 1. And if I'm grabbed by the end of page 1, I may buy that book, because I still like the old school feel it in my hands kind of thing. So if this episode were page 1, I was sold when I watched this episode. Yeah, it was tough, very stressful, but at the end of it, I wanted to see what happened next. What happens tomorrow? Like, if I can get hooked through something like that, then I know I'm in. So I was definitely in for this. And I think you guys are too. So again, thanks for watching, kids. We got a whole lot more to come. 8 episodes in this season. Makes me choked up. 8 episodes in this season. And we're going to give them to you. And then we're going to give you season 2 and 3. And then 4 is coming very soon. And as 4 is happening live, we'll be talking way back about season 1. So there you go. But it's okay.
Well, it's in like 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yes, it's coming soon. Yeah, we'll catch up.
People can watch it, form their own opinion, and then we'll tell them how they're wrong.
Yes, I like where your head's at. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. Yeah, that's a plan. See, Ben gets it. I'm glad he's here. He's got it. So thanks again, as always, for watching. Kids, we do appreciate it very much. Follow the podcast, please, and thank you on all the social media platforms at Bear Mode Pod. You can see it on the ticker running below. And if you're listening after the fact, check us out also on boinkstudios.com. All the links are updated there pretty regularly. You'll find also links to all 3 of these men and to their respective websites and where they are on social media as well. And again, thanks so much for watching and hanging out. Please share this show with a friend or an enemy if they need some color in their life, because maybe this will turn them around and put them on the right path. You never can tell, kids. Keep hope alive, right? So thanks so much for watching. I'm going to get out of here before I ruin anything else. Thanks so much for watching, kids. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next time, kids.